superb. I've just started reading. Born in Scotland, just, you know, because I haven't read much of it, but, you know, he was smoking and drinking at the age of 5.
Me?
Well, I mean, that might be right in Scotland, but Bobby Thompson.
It's right in Scotland. That's
I should have Bobby Moore.
No, Bobby Thompson. Well, he was an absolute legend, you know. He was great pals of Mike Summerby, and this is how I'm going to get on to my story, my poem with Bobby Moore. Now, Bobby Thompson was big mates of Johnny Prescott, who's also sadly passed away, and they used to like knock around together on the probably about 3 years ago. I was, you know, when all this swine flu was about, and it was around Christmas, and I got a right bad dose of a heavy cold or whatever it was, and I was watching. I thought, well, there's a video here of Bobby Moore. It's called Hero, and Mike Summerby was on the video, and he was talking about his friend Bobby Moore, and he said the only way that I could describe Bobby was he was a king amongst a common man. And I thought, do you know, that is a brilliant title for a poem. So I thought, well, I'll sit down and I'll pen it, I'll write a few bits, and then I got a little book and I wrote it, put it in a book, and I sent it up to Mike Summerby, and he kindly invited me up to the Etihad to watch a game. So this is my tribute to Bobby Moore, and the inspiration is of another football legend, which is Mike Summerby. And there's a magnificent book by Norman Giller out on Norman Giller Books on the internet. If we can have a look at that, click it up, put a link to it. It's a complete, concise book about Bobby Moore. And all that money is going to the Bobby Moore Foundation, the Bobby Moore Fund. And I think I've raised something like £19 million so far for cancer.
Fantastic.
Right,
let's hear it then.
Okay, let's go. We're YouTubing this, so am I going to get more than 6 hits? Okay. This is Bobby Moore, a king amongst the common man. Barking is where this legend began. He was a king amongst the common man. It started in the middle of the Second World War. That's Robert Frederick Chelsea Moore. Went to West Ham as a 15-year-old kid and ruled the world is what he did. 108 caps, not a case of either or. It was always Robert Frederick Chelsea Moore. Captained the Hammers with honour and pride. Shone like a beacon, not one to hide. Lifted cups at Wembley in 66, 65 and 64. Did Robert Frederick Chelsea Moore. In 1970 he was Columbia bound. A bracelet lost, not to be found. Bobby lifted it. He was set up. The only thing he lifted was a footballing cup. Back to West Ham. 642 games he played, 18 seasons the legend had stayed. He left Upton Park in 74, did Robert Frederick Chelsea Moore. Fulham is where he now would turn out. To Wembley they got him with a shout. Sadly they lost to West Ham, 0-2 was the score. Held his head high, did Robert Frederick Chelsea Moore. Starred in America, but it wasn't the same. Played against England in a bicentennial game. Hung up his boots, last shirt he has wore. The now retired Robert Frederick Chelsea Moore. Was Bobby Moore then shunned by the English FA? Still a mystery I feel to this day. Little offers to fill a managerial chair. Why was that? Did anyone care? No TV offers, just a radio job. I'm amazed that was all that was given to Bob. Still someone believed in him and called him up in February 1993. It was God. Captain my team and stay up here in heaven with me. Bobby had died. He walked through God's door. Did Robert Frederick Chelsea Moore.
Brilliant. I like that.
The great legend Bobby Moore.